Well, now I want to bring in Yuriy. He is an advisor to Ukraine's defense minister, and he joins us from the western part of the country. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for inviting me.
So Russia is celebrating victory over the Luhansk region and is now preparing to do the same in the Donetsk region with the aim of capturing the entire Donbass. How will Ukraine respond to this?
First of all, I would like to emphasize that at the beginning of this aggressive war, Russia was saying that they will conquer the whole of Ukraine in a couple of days. And it took them 7 weeks to basically fight for Severodonetsk and Lysychansk, the cities in the Lugansk region. And this battle for these two cities, which are very close to each other, and if you look at the map, they literally constitute like districts of one city, right? So 7 weeks of heavy fighting. And the military objective of the Ukrainian armed forces has been in this operation, first of all, to exhaust the enemy, to incur as much losses upon the enemy as possible, and to sustain as fewer losses as possible for ourselves. Of course, from the very beginning of the battle for these two cities, the Ukrainian army knew that we were outgunned and we were outmanned. But nevertheless, for 7 long weeks, we have been resisting this invasion. And now, when the time came, our military command has made a decision, a tactical decision, to withdraw temporarily from these cities and to regroup and to fortify our defenses on other pre-prepared defense lines. And so from this perspective, Russia has not achieved its military objective, which from the very beginning was to encircle and destroy Ukrainian army in that region.
So do you feel that Russia has restructured its goal here from the whole of Ukraine to just the eastern part? Is that your sense?
I wouldn't go as far as to suggest that Russia gave up their willing to invade and conquer the whole of Ukraine and maybe go even further west, because we're hearing all the time these threats from the Russian leadership with respect to other Western countries, Poland, the Baltic states, Moldova. And this is why we continue to say that Ukraine is here fighting for the European values of democracy and freedom. We are fighting to protect not just our land, but as well European continent overall. So from this perspective, of course, it is difficult to believe that Russia gave up their goals. At the same time, Ukrainian army does not allow Russia to realize their military objectives. So they have to make do with what they can. And we believe that we have exhausted them so much that hopefully their offensive potential has decreased now. But like you have been saying in your report earlier, the attacks continue, and the next target of the Russian aggressor is likely to be the rest of the Donetsk region, cities such as Slavyansk and Kramatorsk, which are already suffering from heavy artillery shelling, from missile strikes, and Ukrainian army is preparing to protect those cities now.
So what does Ukraine need to push Russia back? Or is there an inevitability here that Russia will end up controlling the entire Donbass region? Because in the end, this is really, it's taken all of this time for Russia to experience some success, and it is in the east, isn't it?
It's incremental success, yes, there are certain gains, but we also have to say that the Ukrainian army at the same time has certain success in other parts of the temporarily occupied territories of our country. In the south of Ukraine, for example, in the Kherson region, we've also been able to liberate the Snake Island in the Black Sea region. We are also having certain success in the areas around the second largest city, Kharkiv. So from this perspective, in some places we are losing ground. In some places we are counterattacking already with the help of the military support that we are receiving, and we are gaining ground. We are deoccupying our cities. Now, of course, we need more heavy weaponry, and we need to receive it faster. And this is something, we're afraid we sound repetitive because we repeat these claims every day. We repeat these requests every day. But this is something that everybody should understand. Ukrainian army is highly motivated, highly professional, and capable of stopping this war spreading further west in Europe. But at the same time, we can only do that if we get the tools, if we get the heavy weaponry that we request. The MLRS systems, the tanks, the air defense systems, and of course, combat aircraft. The sooner we get them, the sooner this nightmare for the whole of Europe will end. And, people will be able to live again in peace.
And Russian-backed separatists are accusing Ukraine of attacking the city of Donetsk. What's your response to that?
Everything to do with the tactics and strategy is purely decided by the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. And of course, if there have been military strikes conducted on certain warehouses where Russians have been stockpiling the missiles, which they're launching on Ukraine incessantly. Only today in the morning, there have been 7 missiles that were fired at the city of Dnipro. And, in the last couple of days, we've counted, there have been over 160 missiles that were fired by Russia at Ukrainian cities, at peaceful Ukrainian cities and residential areas. So one thing I have to say for sure is that Ukrainian army values human life very highly, and this is why we never target civilian areas. So whenever Russians claim that some civilian areas have been hit by the Ukrainian armed forces, these are always fakes, which are usually corroborated later by the Ukrainian intelligence service, because we get the phone interceptions and we can hear the Russian army themselves admitting to carrying out these strikes. So we target only military targets. And unlike our enemy, unlike these war criminals who from day one of this war have been destroying Ukrainian residential areas, kindergartens, hospitals, and we are sure that one day they will stand trial for all these war crimes.
Yuriy, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.